Guys, in this video we're going to be looking at the top 10 RC speed bashers, or speed racers, whatever you want to call them. The 10 best on the market, in my opinion. And we're going straight in at number 10 with the Traxxas X01. Mine's not really that good of an X01. It's got the wrong body, it's got the wrong wheels, it's got the wrong electronics, and it doesn't drive too good. It's all over the place. But the real X01 is the official world's fastest ready-to-run RC car, and it boasts a speed of 100 miles an hour. The reason it's at my number 10 though, it's a bit of a one-trick pony. So they will do 100 mile an hour, you have to unlock some special features and stuff on it, and you need a massive amount of space to do it. That's kind of all it can do, and they're really expensive. The awesome looking Huni truck from Team Associated. Now this thing looks absolutely amazing. It is definitely one of the best looking RC cars we've had this year. Like I said, it's from Team Associated. It's a 1/10 scale and it does hoon pretty well. It's not further down the list because it's brushed. It only takes a small battery, and although it does hoon around quite well, they could have just made it a little bit better. I think it's awesome, that's why it's in my top 10, and they've just released the Hoonicorn. Number 8 on the list is this WR8 Racing XR4. It's a 1/10 scale, and in all honesty, I've probably not given it enough airtime on the channel because it's actually really good for the money. One thing that impressed me was the suspension on this one. It feels really nice. The scale's slightly off, it looks a little bit squashed up, but it's loads of fun. Wow, it's actually pretty good. I didn't think it was going to be this fast on 2S. I can't remember what it said it'd do, like what the top speed was on the website. Face full of grit. Fully adjustable camber and toe at the front, adjustable camber at the rear, separate electronics, so fully hobby grade, 3000 kV brushless motor. Now mine's got a different ESC in it. I might have got the original one a little bit wet. Anyway, this one definitely deserves to be on a list. It's been in a box for, I don't know how long, so I think I might keep it out because, like I said, I think it deserves a little bit more airtime on the channel. Wow, that is fast. Guys, this next one, it's a hell of a catch. It's the EX07 from ZD Racing. It's a tough one. Yes, we got it. It was definitely the pink lure that got this one. Imagine if RC car fishing was a real sport. On the subject of fishing, Fishing Clash have sponsored this video. So Fishing Clash is a free multiplayer fishing game. I've been playing it for a while now and I am absolutely bossing it. You can do duels, you can do championships, you can fish on your own, you can fish all around the world. You can challenge yourself, you can challenge your mates to catch the biggest fish. I just got a new one, it's a Dolly Varden. I've not got that one yet. You can collect loads of power-ups, weight, luck. There's even a sonar. If we put the sonar on, when I cast it, it'd tell me what the fish is, so I can think, oh, I don't want that, so you move on to the next one. Just got a load of bonuses, thank you very much. So like I said, you can fish all around the world. You can fish in Florida. You can do a little bit of river fishing. Or what's that? Mediterranean barbel, let's get him. Got to keep that line tension. Beast, another new fish, get in. And like I said, you can do championships and I'm currently winning. So download the game using the QR code or the link in the description. Don't forget to put my gift code in. That is going to get you some freebies. Putting the promo code in is going to get you a 3-star rod, a mythical lure. You'll also get 50 luck power-ups and 30 weight power-ups. And more weight means bigger fish. So use that QR code on my link below. The game's free to download. The gift's worth $20. You got nothing to lose. Give it a go. Let me know how you get on. See if you can do better than me. And I'll be honest with you, excuse the pun, I have been hooked for a little while now. And finally, big thanks to Fishing Clash for sponsoring this video. This sort of support isn't just a benefit for me, it means that I can make more content. More content from me means more viewing for you. Number 7. This is from ZD Racing. It's a 1/7 scale. Although it's got lots of stickers over it, it's not licensed. But it's quick to look past that when you realise how cool this thing is. It absolutely rips. It's a monster of a tyre slayer. And there's your proof. 1/7 scale, it's rated to 8S, but I've only run it 6, and it will do over 70 mile an hour. All metal chassis, all metal gears. It's an absolute beast. If it was a legitimate licensed car, I'd have probably thrown it in the top 5. But man, this thing rips. Whoa. Those of you on a slightly tighter budget, this is the Quantum R Flux from Maverick, a 1/8 scale street basher. I guess you could say the looks are inspired maybe by the Huna truck. And these are really good value for money. 1/8 scale, 4S, will do close to 50 mile an hour. Wow, that is fast. Yes. Will take an absolute kick in and will also shred some tyres if you try hard enough. It's a rebranded Hobbywing Max 10 there, decent ESC, nice big motor. This one does have a plastic chassis, but it has got metal gears, oil shocks, everything you want in a street racer. If you're not a fan of this style of truck body, they recently released like a muscle car version. And I think for the size of this, how fast it is and how much it costs, it certainly deserves to be where it is in this top 10. We're into the top 5 now, but take your pick. They do loads of these. Beetles, Minis, Lancia Deltas, Porsches, Huna truck style, Mustang styles. There is loads of them. This is my slightly modified Beetle, but even out of the box, a little bit of tuning on these and they are really good, especially for the money. Nice. Oh, it's got a bit of power down that back straight. Oh, I've nailed that lap. They do brushless and brush, but these brush ones are super cheap and loads of fun. Here's the Mini. They come with a little brushed motor, mini servo, 2-in-1 ESC and a battery all ready to run. You can run them indoors, you can drift them, you can run them outdoors. A good all-round cheap street basher. Number 4 is the Armour Vendetta, a 1/8 scale speed machine. And my favourite view of this is the rear end. It looks so cool. This would take the top spot on my list, but the number 1 is something very similar. So I didn't want to put this at number 1, but it could quite easily get there. 1/8 scale, low slung. It just looks fast standing still. And what's more impressive about this thing is it will do over 70 mile an hour and it's only running 3S. That is mad. Over 70 mile an hour out the box running just 3S. Crazy. I've not had this long, but it's awesome. They've just brought out the Infraction version of this as well, the Infraction 3S BLX. Just as crazy, just as fast, and just as cool. Man, that's fast. Oh yeah, let's go. Oh, why didn't I get one of these sooner? just rips. Not got any tyres left for the high-speed pinion. Wouldn't be a top 10 without a WR toys. This is a little 1/28 scale. You're probably thinking, that's not a street basher. Well, if you've got a tiny little street, it's certainly a street basher. These things are awesome. You can also get a rally car or a drift car. Complete nutcases for the size. Powered by a tiny little motor in there. Fully proportional, fully upgradable as well. This one has a full set of lights, and for the money, these things are so much fun, especially for a bit of winter indoor bashing. So much fun. So even with, not my cone over. So on this surface with them tyres, it does slide a bit, but it's ideal for a bit of drifting. Oh, I could spend ages doing this. Get a few of these together, you could have an awesome race. And it sits at number 3 on my list purely based on how much it costs and how much fun you have with it. It is awesome. The HPI WR8 Flux. This was my #1 street basher until I got my current #1 street basher. This thing is awesome. That's why it's number 2. It got knocked off the #1 spot last year when I purchased something else. One of the best features of this, other than that awesome Ken Block body, I've got a few spares under there. It's the suspension on it. When you're ripping this thing around, the suspension movement is awesome. It just moves like the real thing. And as you can see with this one, just like some of my other street racers, I have torn the tyres to pieces. One of the reasons for that is because mine's got a 6S armour system in it. These are 3S out of the box, but with the right gearing, they'll still do 60 mile an hour, and it's absolutely mental. I'm not sure if they discontinued it, but you can still pick them up second hand, and they do hold their value. But this thing was my favourite, and it's now number 2 because my new #1 is just up here. That's right, it is the Armour Infraction. I don't know what to say about this. The only thing I'm going to say is if you're on the fence about getting one because you've seen them, honestly, if you can afford it, buy one. These things are insane. If you've never experienced one and you know someone with one, just have a go on it. You will be hooked. And for some of the people watching that don't think I drive my stuff much, just look at the tyres on this one and look at the tyres on all the other ones I've shown you. That should tell you that I drive these things and I drive them hard.